Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call the Marion County Election Board to order here. It is 1:07 on December 12th. Before we get started, we'll do a round of introductions for everyone in the room as well as everyone looking online. So I'll start with the board and then we'll have staff and then council. So starting with myself first, Nolita Stewart, Chair.
Jennifer Ping, Vice Chair.
Kate Sweeney Bell, Secretary.
Patrick Becker, Director of Elections.
Adam Wicker, Office of Corporation Counsel.
Brad Boswell, outside counsel.
Dana William, outside counsel.
Maria Downham, outside counsel.
All right, thank you, everyone. As we get going today, we have a couple of agenda topics. The first being the 2024 pre-election campaign finance report. I know we have a couple to review here today. Director Becker, do you want to give a review of what's on the docket for the campaign finance report?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as typical, at each election, there's a reporting period preceding each election. The campaign finance pre-election period ended October the 11th, and reports were due in our office on noon, October 18th. We had 5 candidate committees that were late or did not file, and 2 political action committees. Those committees were sent certified letters informing them of the fines and informing them that they could come and address the board and request a waiver or reduction. And we had 2 of those folks that have already paid their fine. And I believe we received information that one of the candidates wanted to come and speak before the board today. But essentially, as we've kind of covered in the past, these fines exist by law. They've been given proper notice, and this is the opportunity for them to come and address the board.
Thank you, Director Becker. For the person who is going to be present, Julie, which one is that?
Is
Here?
Harris? Yeah, I think she's here.
Want to allow for time for her to come?
Yeah, based on the policy that this board has previously, passed effective April of this year, is that anybody that requests a waiver reduction must appear in person. And so I believe this individual has taken that opportunity. And she's welcome to come up to the front here and speak to the board.
Is our mic over there?
Just if you're at the table here, there should be a microphone.
Oh, okay. I'm loud anyway. Hi, Pam Deckert. I did want to come and ask for a waiver and also just apologize for a complete oversight in submitting my report in a timely manner. I knew it was due. You guys called me and told me it was due. I'll be perfectly and completely honest. I was trying to get out of town for fall break. I was trying to get in the car with my son. I was trying to get work done. Internet in my neighborhood kept going on and off. I had a state one that I did, and I had that one sitting there. I had it attached, and I didn't do it. And I just wanted to come and say, apologize. I didn't accept, I didn't take any money in. I had it sitting there. Power kept going on and off, trying to get out of town. The minute I got the notification, when I got back on the 28th, went in, updated it, sent it in, said, hey, I had an email, and I went back and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I just wanted to come and say, I do apologize. I understand the importance of it. It was a complete oversight, and I wasn't even thinking about it because I was trying to get out of town. And so I would respectfully ask for either a fee reduction or a waiver. And I will just assure that moving forward, if I'm a part of any other committee, I'll file it in a timely manner. And so I do apologize.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, I'm not sure. My name is Harris. I'm not sure if that was the person. I know I came to speak before you, and you said there was only one person.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, with my understanding, there's only one person here. If you don't mind having a seat, and we can have you speak next.
Okay, thank you.
So, so this is for the Lawrence Township Board, which is the first committee that's listed on the report there. It's a $550 fine. And it's for Pam Deckert for Lawrence Township Board.
Any questions for the board?
I don't have a question, but I appreciate you coming in and speaking to this and you'd be surprised how many people don't. So I will let you know that I appreciate that. Do you have anything? And I would make a motion to, we can cut this in half, right?
You have full
You
discretion.
Yeah.
have full discretion to waive or reduce.
I can't read it. I don't know.
It's 550 is the fine number.
And that's what, $50 a day?
Yes,
Yes.
so it'll be 11 days.
Thank
Okay.
You were not doing the math.
I may be a liberal arts major, but I could do that now. Well, I know that we've talked about this before, and but I certainly appreciate someone coming in and and in this instance, I would say that she had it, she knew she had to file it and didn't get around to it. And I think that in this instance, well, I make a motion to reduce this by half.
I also appreciate you coming in, and I will second that motion.
Properly motion and seconded. Call roll, Vice Chair,
Aye.
Madam Clerk,
Aye.
and show the chair voting aye. So it's, is it half? Is that what it is?
$225.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. We want to make sure people stay part of the process, so hopefully you will be, sorry. 275. We can't do math up here, so 275. So.
I can do that.
And it looks like we had another, which candidate was here that you come up?
Ms. Harris.
Ms. Harris, okay. I can't read, I'm sorry, guys.
I just supported Laura.
Hello,
How are
thank
you?
you again for allowing me to come in. Mine is a little different than hers, but I did know that it was supposed to be done on October the 18th. I did send it in on October the 18th at 10:34 a.m. And it did not bounce back that the election board did not receive it. I received a letter from the office on October the 24th, and at 6:10 p.m. on that day, I sent it again. Trying to find out why they did not receive it. And then I called them on October the 25th at 8:30 a.m., talked with Rose Ellen Watson, and we still could not get the form sent to them. I tried again. And so I had to personally send it to Rose L. Watson's email at 8:34 a.m. on the 25th. And so my report was done on time, sent to them, and I can't do anything if it doesn't come back to me saying they didn't get it until they send me a letter. And that's where I am. And thank you for listening.
Madam Chair, if I could. So included in your packet is the email that was sent from Ms. Harris. And I'm hoping it's highlighted on there.
We know what happened.
Yeah, I
The
just
the
get rid of
email
it.
account, for anybody watching, the sort of public resource account we use is elections, plural, at indy.gov. And it looks like this was sent to election without an S. So we were able to determine that is probably the reason we never received it, never received a bounce back. We will do some work into that email address to figure out where those emails are going and how we can retrieve those.
Because you may not be the only one who sent an email to election@indy.gov. So elections, this is something that we came up, a similar incident happened previously where somebody filed their report, filed it timely to the correct address, but we didn't, an email, most of us think it's instant. It took 20 minutes to send. 24 minutes, or it was, I mean, he knew to the moment. And what we did on that one, we waived that because the intent, and from what we learned, we know that the intent was there. So do you have anything?
I don't.
I move to waive this.
Second.
Properly motion and second, call roll, Vice Chair,
Aye.
Madam Clerk.
Aye.
And show the chair voting aye. So
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much.
and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Hopefully that heart attack doesn't happen again.
Never.
I know that was probably 6:01 PM.
Never.
What?
Is there anyone else here to speak to the campaign finance report? Okay. Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, so just for the board's clarification and for the public, the remaining committee, that there's one remaining committee that has not paid their fine, and that is Robin Stewart for Center Township Board. And there are two political action committees, the IPS Community PAC and Pike Proud Political Action Committee, that also did not pay their fine yet. The other two individuals on that list have already come in and paid their fine. And so their matters are sort of taken care of.
And just to confirm, everyone who has not paid has received notice, so they're aware.
Yes, and based on the, the policy, they have 60 days to pay the fine before they're referred on to collections.
Director Becker, I'm seeing that one of the PACs under the filed list is still showing no, that they have not filed a report yet.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Well, not filing any report is bad. Not filing a
Right.
PAC report. Ooh,
Right.
it's kind of
And we've had communication, well, we've attempted to communicate with this.
certified mail, right?
Certified letters were sent to the treasurers of both of those political action committees
Okay.
to the address that's on file.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We'll move on to the next topic on the agenda. Related to this next topic on the agenda does not call for public comment or questions. We ask that anyone wishing to do so contact the election board staff. We can share the contact information, how to do that at the end of the discussion as well. So I will that there was election day incident. We'll have Director Becker, can you give us an update on that incident?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, so we received a complaint, I believe it was the day after Election Day, about an incident that occurred at one of the vote centers on Election Day. And based on that complaint, I began an investigation into the incident that occurred, and have reached out to essentially the inspector of this location, filed a complaint. I've been in communication with the inspector, as well as some of the staff that work at the vote center, as part of my investigation. I also engaged with our outside counsel to assist with this and make sure that we kind of have everything, that I've done everything that I should be doing as part of this. And I can, at this point, I think we're ready to present to the board the findings of this investigation. And at this point, I'd also like to give our council an opportunity to maybe lay the groundwork a little bit for what we're going to discuss.
Thank you, Director Becker. Director Becker has conducted an investigation with our support, and we have findings that I believe he's ready to present to you. What would then be before you is whether or not you decide to take the next step of essentially adopting those findings and deciding to give the individual involved in the incident due notice and the opportunity to be heard at a future date. After that point, there would be other steps that the board can take depending on the outcome of that hearing.
Thank you.
Without further ado for the board. So on Election Day, November 5th, a voter entered the vote center at First Friends Quaker Meeting Church, wearing a hat and t-shirt containing a photograph and campaign slogan of a candidate that was currently running for office. It's contrary to Indiana law to wear an article of clothing that includes the name, picture, photograph, or other likeness of any candidate within the polls. When asked by an election worker to remove the hat and t-shirt or turn his t-shirt inside out, the voter became confrontational and belligerent. The voter removed his t-shirt, revealing 2 handguns and a knife on his person. Many of the individuals in the vote center were visibly upset by the interaction, and some fled to a nearby kitchen, which had just been opened to serve lunch to those voters. The poll workers. Election workers immediately tried to de-escalate the situation by escorting the voter to the first available voting machine, waited for them to vote, and ushered them out the building. Election workers also contacted Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department to report the incident. IMPD arrived on the scene and spoke to the voter, but no arrests were made. According to one witness, the presence of IMPD prevented voters from entering the vote center parking lot during their investigation of this incident. Because First Friends also serves as a preschool, guns are not allowed on the premises, according to the pastor at First Friends. Church leadership is reconsidering allowing the facility to be used as a future vote center as a result of this, and have otherwise enhanced private security around the premises of the facility. And I'm happy to answer any additional questions the board has, or if there's any material the board would like to see, we can happy to present it.
Any questions, comments from the board?
Yes, there's a video that I would like to see.
Yeah, we can certainly play that.
That was this, what is this, where is this from? This is from the,
It was taken by a poll worker, I believe, that was then sent to me by the inspector of the vote center. So it's taken by somebody else sort of witnessing the interaction.
Can we see that in the screen here?
It should be displayed.
We're working on it.
It's not here either.
Just give it a second. Or move it closer to it.
It just
you know, it's real bad when this happens during an IT board meeting. But it does. It does. No, no.
You should be able to go anywhere you want. Sit back over there.
Here we go.
And is it showing on that screen?
Yes, on both.
Here, sir.
Disturbing to watch.
That's, all right. I'm no lawyer. I think we should have, it seems to me that there is enough to go forward with this. Unless your guys saw something that mine didn't.
Yeah, I agree. Quite disturbing to watch. I think the poll workers, kudos to them. I think they handled that situation extremely well because that could have escalated. Unfortunate for this to happen, but I agree. I think this individual should at least
Let's hear what he has to say.
be notified that we this was unacceptable behavior. I agree, Madam Chair. I agree. Serious.
Is there anything else that you have before we decide what we're gonna?
Only if the board needs additional information, just to kind of, my understanding after that, again, they expedited that voters process to get them out of the building. And it was sometime after they exited that IMPD arrived. That's all I would just say is that it was, as you saw in the video, there's no officers there until after he'd already exited the building. The only other thing I would say for the board just is that the incident itself was reported to us by IMPD on election day after the incident had sort of been,
So they're
after
aware.
they had responded and done that. So we were notified of it on election day after it had already happened.
Well, I think listening to your report, the video actually makes the report sound even more extreme. So I would ask for a motion to adopt these findings and give the individual notice to attend and share his side of the story.
I move to do that.
Second.
Okay, probably motion and second. Call roll, Vice Chair.
Aye.
Madam Clerk.
Aye.
And show the chair voting aye. So do we need to decide on the exact date for notification, or is it just at the next scheduled meeting?
We do have a meeting scheduled for January 21st, so we can provide notice to that individual for that meeting and conduct the hearing at that time.
Thank you. All right, with that, well, any other last topic, any other business? Director Becker or Madam Clerk, any updates to share with the public while we have time here before we wrap up 2024?
Madam Chair, if I could, one thing I've neglected to mention when we were talking about campaign finance that I wanted to just bring to the board's attention. Staff will, between now and the next meeting, staff will be working through campaign finance committees and evaluating any that could be potentially brought to you for administrative dissolution. And so there's a period of time where we have to have that done by January 31st each month. And so I meant to reference that during campaign finance. There may be another campaign finance item at the next meeting, just to kind of clean up some of these committees that need to be dissolved. Other than that, I have no other.
Speaking of campaign finance, reports are due the 18th, January, 15th. Chad, are you here? Well, you got a letter. If you have a campaign committee that is open and you ran for an office that makes $5,000 or more a year, whether you won or lost, if that campaign committee is still open, you need to file a report to tell the public what happened to the money that you raised. If you didn't raise any, you have to say, I didn't raise any. And if you want to close it, you can go ahead and do that. So please get those done, everyone. There is one other issue outside of campaign finance. There was a form that was filed with the election board. It was a candidate challenge, and it's our understanding that that candidate challenge was it was not properly filed. So that challenge is for a candidate, and there was a caucus that took place, and someone was elected at a caucus or selected at a caucus. I know those words matter. Somebody was chosen at a caucus to fill a vacancy. Therefore, the candidate challenge that was filed did not apply. And we have no jurisdiction over that. I know that there's some other correspondence that we have received that will be addressed.
By council specifically.
Yes, so that is not, if it's in our bailiwick, we'll deal with it. If it is not, and that one, it just doesn't, for many and varied legal reasons, that is not ours to handle as they were filed. So that's,
Okay, that's on the other copy.
yeah, except,
Yeah.
and on a little bit lighter note, that was a great election. It was, you didn't get the kudos that you need. You and your staff voted over 350,000 people. And something that we found out was the next county, the next largest county, that's their total registered voters. They've got within, 10 or 15,000 voters. So we voted almost an entire population of the next largest county's registered voter base. So that's on behalf of my fellow board members. We tip our hats to you and your staff for a job very well done.
Thank you.
Second. We agree to that.
We were all in favor.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you guys for the updates. Thanks everyone for attending and being here.
I think we'll wrap up. The next scheduled meeting, as Dr. Becker just mentioned, is January 21st at 1 o'clock. We're back here at the CCB as of right now. And with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.